minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power. And liftoff of Transporter 8. Go Falcon, go Transporter.
Falcon 9 is pitching downrange. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
We are T plus 35 seconds into flight. Falcon 9 has cleared the tower at Space Launch Complex 4 East. We are currently throttling down the engines in preparation for Max Q, and great view you can see there on your screen of the vehicle. Max Q is the point
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
Max Q is the point of maximum aerodynamic stress that the vehicle will see on ascent.
Max Q.
And great timing, we have just passed through Max Q. Now we do have 5 events coming up in quick succession. That will be MECO, stage separation, stage 1 flip, SES1, and then the start of the boost back burn on the first stage. Now MECO is main engine cutoff. That's where we shut down all 9 of those engines.
MVAC engine chill has started.
That's where we shut down all 9 of those engines that you can see burning there on your screen. That will help slow the vehicle down in preparation for the next event, which is stage separation. That is where the first stage will separate from the second stage. First stage will make its way back to Earth with stage 1 flip and the boost back burn, while the second stage will have SES1, or second stage engine start 1. And that's where we will ignite the MVAC engine on the second stage as it propels our payload
Falcon,
to
trajectory nominal.
Their targeted drop-off orbit. Again, those 5 events are coming up here in just about 15 seconds or so. That is MECO, stage separation, stage 1 flip and boost back burn, as well as SES1.
Main engine cutoff.
Stage separation confirmed. Stage 1 boost back
And
start.
back ignition.
And really cool views there. We just had MECO stage separation. You could see the first stage doing its flip maneuver, and the boost back burn has begun. On your right-hand screen, you can see that short MVAC nozzle ignited. Very, very cool views. Now we're coming up on fairing separation.
Fairing separation confirmed.
And there you can see the deployment of our fairing halves. They are now making their way back down to Earth. And we are coming up on the boost back burn here in a few seconds. Boost back burn conclusion.
Boost back shutdown.
And there we heard that call out for boost back burn shutdown, and you can see on your left-hand screen as those engines shut off.
Stage 1, trajectory nominal.
Great call-outs there. Now the next major milestone coming up is the entry burn on our first stage, which is scheduled to occur around the T plus 6 minute mark.
We're currently in our first of 2 MVAC burns, and this burn should last for about another 4 minutes or so. And as Jesse mentioned, the next milestone will be the first stage's entry burn coming up in about 2 minutes. For those of you who are unfamiliar, Falcon 9 performs 2 burns in order to land. The first of the 2 burns is entry burn to slow itself down before hitting the denser parts of the Earth's atmosphere. Without this burn, we'd only be using the atmosphere and Falcon's drag alone to slow down Falcon 9, which adds extra stresses on the rocket. A single Merlin 1D engine relights for entry burn, and following entry burn, the booster will go through its final burn, the landing burn, which should slow
Stage 2, trajectory nominal.
Which should slow the vehicle down even more for a successful land landing. And as you can see on the left side of your screen, we have 2 out of Falcon's 4 hypersonic grid fins in view, and they measure 4 feet by 5 feet and help us guide the booster to the landing site by actively changing the vehicle's center of pressure. You're also probably noticing some white puffs of gas from the first stage, and this is cold nitrogen from our attitude control system, which also helps us control the vehicle's descent. And again, the next major milestone we are waiting on is the beginning of our stage 1 entry burn, which is about 30 seconds away. Both altitude and speed are as expected for both our first and second stage.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
And as you heard, our entry burn has now began and will last for another 20 seconds.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown. Stage 1 FTS has safed.
We've now completed a successful entry burn, and now that our entry burn has been concluded,
Stage 1, trajectory nominal.
The first stage has one more burn left in preparation for landing. And as I mentioned earlier, we will be attempting to recover this booster for the 9th time today and are targeting a land landing on landing zone 4. Another key aspect of Falcon 9 is its landing legs, and Falcon 9's first stage is equipped with 4 landing legs made of carbon fiber with aluminum honeycomb, and they're placed symmetrically around the base of the rocket and deploy just prior to landing. We can expect that landing burn to begin in just a few seconds.
Stage 1 landing burn. Landing leg deployed.
And as you saw and probably just heard, we had a successful first stage landing at landing zone 4.
Stage 2, terminal guidance.
Marking the 9th landing for this specific booster. It also marks SpaceX's 200th landing.
Stage 2 FTS has safed.
200th landing of an orbital class rocket. Next up, we are expecting the shutdown of the second stage MVAC engine in about 20 seconds.
MVAC shutdown.
And with successful cutoff of our second stage engine, we have now heard the call and the call out for good orbital insertion. We are now tracking nominally. Coming up next, we have the second burn of our MVAC engine on board the second stage around the T+57 minute mark. We will be back in about 45 minutes to bring you live coverage of SES-2, followed shortly after by the beginning of our payload deployments. Until then, enjoy these space views, and we will see you soon.
Expected loss of signal, Vandenberg.